Okay, I pressed record, right? Awesome. I think I'm good. Great. Now why is it raining? Come on. Hi. Okay. Well, hello. Welcome back. I thought I would do something a little different this episode. First, related to Minecraft, I'm going to go out and just gather a bunch of miscellaneous materials in the mines. Just because I have people on here frequently, I want to try and get a bunch of miscellaneous kind of blocks. More stuff like this. Stuff that I can really do more mindlessly, so I'm not having to really focus about building and whatnot. Before I do any of that, I am going to do a little more enchanting. I'm going to need 3 of these. I need to make another anvil, because the last one broke. Oops, try it over here. Pardon me. Alright. But as for what I'm going to talk about today, okay. I also, let me just do this real quick so the thing goes away. Yeah, wow. Look at that. The reason it had me do that is because I updated the game. I was a few versions behind. I don't exactly remember what version I was at, but I am now on version 1.21.11. I was on Forge, and now I'm on Fabric. So I also have this back again, so I can, actually look up recipes normally without having to Google it. Great, but now it's like, because it thinks I've made a new game because I ported the world file over, it thinks that this is the start of the of the world. So I need mending on this guy. It's too expensive. Okay, that's great. Never mind then. What about thorns? I know I can turn this into thorns 3. I don't have thorns on that. How much is it going to cost for each of these thorns? 30, 18, 22, 18. Okay, well, I'm going to... I guess I can't apply mending to... Like, can I apply it to this bow? 33. Okay. I guess that's what I'll do. That's something I can do mindlessly. Okay, so I can apply that there. And then I think I don't need to craft wooden planks. Oh my god. Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention. Which one costs more? That one's 30, 18, 22, 18. So I'm going to do the chest plate. Yep. I'll put that over there. He's over here for now. And then I'm not going to need that guy because I'll be using this instead. Cool. But something that I've been kind of wanting to do for a while is to talk about some of the people that I'm subscribed to. And I figured, why not just tell you all of them, right? No, I'm not going to tell you every single one of my subscriptions. More importantly, I'm not going to tell you who in the community I am subscribed to, or because like the point is I want to introduce you all to new people to potentially watch, and I think it'll also give you a much better idea of the kind of person that I am, because all the things that I watch. There's a lot of channels that I'm not gonna mention that I am subscribed to, even if they're outside of the community, because I just don't feel like I need to talk about them. Like, I don't feel confidently or passionately enough about the channel to talk about it. But who knows? Maybe you'll one of two things is going to happen for every channel that you hear me talk about. It'll either tell you a little bit more about who I am and the stuff that I like, or it'll tell you, it might introduce you to someone. And all the links, and I've tagged all the creators in the description, and I've left my personal recommendation for what video of theirs to watch. Right there in the description. It is going to be in the order that I mentioned them. I spent quite a while today getting together a list so that I could tell you all of them. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I do know the list is quite long, but we'll get through this together. I'm going to turn down hostile mobs to like 2%, because this is going to get annoying. Yeah, I guess I'll just sit here until I get 30 first, and then we'll come back up and do 18. So, all right. What do I talk about? Yeah, I guess I just start going down the list. I have categorized all of these. I'm going to be starting with animation, since that's kind of the thing that, I do. And that happens to be the category that is the largest, because, it's the thing that I do. The thing that I enjoy the most. I gotta throw away this cough drop. Oh, it's going to be difficult to talk. All right. So first is a YouTuber called Beanie3D, or just Beanie. He makes these high-quality 3D modeling videos. I discovered him because he was modeling things from... I think he modeled the Lethal Company avatar, like the character that you play. And it looked really good, and it came with like a really fancy 3D intro. I think it did. I know the later ones did, because then he turned that into a series where he would model a bunch of the other mobs, or I guess monsters, creatures, whatever, from Lethal Company. And they're all really good. He like fully animates like cutscenes in between what the topic of the video is actually about. I don't know. I just really like it. It's fun. I don't really care about 3D modeling at all. Like, I'm not going to be doing what he's, giving us, like what he's trying to teach us about. Or, like, he'll explain the processes, and I'll think it's vaguely interesting. But like, I'm not into 3D animation, so I'm not really going to, internalize any of the information that he's giving us. But I think the videos are still really fun to watch. He's really good at that. Next up is Brody Animations. I know, funny, I just had him on here. And I hadn't really watched many of his videos. I think I watched like one or two before he was on the Dojo Cast, and then before, like, when we had him confirmed to show up on the Dojo Cast. Pardon me. I like sat down in my bedroom and I just pulled up a bunch of his stuff on the TV, and then I had like a notebook in hand, and I was like really impressed by the quality of his animations. It was shocking. Like they are, like, I would say that they are one of, if not the best storytime animators on the platform. They're very well animated. Everything's very well drawn, fully colored as well, which for that quality of animation you don't usually get, because coloring is a whole extra step that you need to take. I mean, of course, he has a team of people, but he still does a lot of the work himself. So, I speak of this but like, I'm going to be mentioning a few of my friends in here. Most of the people who are not directly involved with the dojo community. Brody being the first one, of course. But I only bring them up because I genuinely think their stuff is good. And if I don't bring you up, then that means that I hate you. And it means that I think all of your content is bad. No, I'm sure I'm forgetting so many people, but I'm already producing such a long list. Yeah. Anyhow. Oh yeah, in the new update, there's copper armor now. Oh, I can make spears, right? Yeah, I can make spears. Hell yeah. Another animation channel that I've been following for a long time is Cranbersher. I fucking love this guy's stuff. This is a stop-motion animator. I discovered him through watching Markiplier. Cranbersher made some stop-motion fan animations of like moments in Markiplier's videos. And they are so well done. Like, they're crude for sure. They're crude little drawings, or I guess stop-motion figure. They're crude animation of stop-motion. They're crude stop-motion animation. I can't fucking talk. But like, they are animated so well. He understands character acting to a phenomenal degree. And over time, that's only improved, and his model creating has only improved. I'm pretty sure he's worked on like big budget movie like he's worked with big budget movie studios now. But the biggest thing that I like about him is this series that he does, where it started out as a normal tutorial series showing people how to animate in stop motion. And the first, like, I think 2 or 3 episodes were showing like general principles of animation, like stuff that every animator would need to know. And then it started getting more specific to not just stop motion animation, but to his very specific kind and like style of stop motion. And then it hit its its second stage. I have to turn this music down a bit. It is a little too distracting. Yeah, that's probably fine. But the second stage, the characters started becoming self-aware of what the series was. They started asking questions. The narrator was a separate character. It turned a tutorial into a legitimate series with like stakes and a really cool story. And now it's recently hit its third stage, where it was fully funded on Kickstarter. I'm pretty sure it was Kickstarter. Could have been something else. But he got the rest of the series fully funded. And while it has taken him longer than he expected, he's been slowly releasing episodes. And I think he teased the release date for the final episode. And oh my god, the last like 2 or 3 episodes have been phenomenal quality. There's this one episode, I think it's the one that I linked in the description, but it has the best writing, it has the best character acting, it has the best facial animation that I have seen in any of his work. It is incredible. I'm such a nerd for this guy. I'd love to get to talk to him one day, but I'm sure he is mad busy. But yeah, Cranberger is definitely one of my top favorite animators on YouTube. He does some incredible shit. There's also Deadly Comics. Deadly Comics, if you've seen like the video of the cat playing a guitar, it's like, the world, that's what about once and I lost completely. Or like, I think it was the video of Mordecai from Regular Show with Twilight from My Little Pony. I think that's her name. Pardon me for not being a brony. But I think it was the 2 of those characters. He animated them in a car singing a song. I forget what it was, but that one was also pretty popular. They have a great... Their compositing is amazing. Their 2D animation is amazing. And now they're starting to get into stuff like 3D animation. And seeing their compositing and mixing all of those together is like... It's so seamless. It's so good. They released a video recently. It was a really short kind of... pardon me. It was a really short animated, I want to say music video. Wasn't really a music video. It had something to do with bones. I forget the name of it. They were like peeling the walls, taking bones out of the house, feeding the 3D paper creature, and then I guess placing the bones back. I don't know what the fuck is actually happening, but I know it looks cool, and it's really fun to watch. And it sounds creepy. It isn't really that creepy. It might have like a gross element to it with the bones and how like the walls are being peeled off to show them and all that. But like other than that, it's a really fun animation. And they do stuff like that all the time. They don't upload that frequently, but I do heavily respect their animations, and I respect their compositing skills. Yeah. Another one isn't necessarily an independent animator. It's far from it, but it is an independent studio. They used to work with Rooster Teeth. I mean, they were created from Rooster Teeth, and that company shut down. I'm sure you all heard about all that. But it's Death Battle. I know that they get some flack because of their format, but I think if you take the series too seriously, then you're not gonna like it anyway. I think if you just watch it for blind fun, like, hey, you get to watch a project that people had spent, tens, hundreds of hours on. You get to see their interpretation of who would win in a hypothetical fight with a cool-ass animation. And might I say, since they went independent after Rooster Teeth shut down, the quality of their videos has dramatically improved. Have you seen some of their animations? It's great. Like, they used to really only do sprite animation, and then they started doing some 3D animation, and it looked terrible. But now all of it just looks really good. They still do some 3D animation, I'm pretty sure. I don't watch every episode. I really only watch the ones that pique my interest, characters that are familiar to me, and the matchup makes sense. I think the first one that they released while being independent was Bowser versus Dr. Eggman, and I think Moro was the one who directed the animation on that. I used to be friends with him. We haven't talked in a long time. God, I gotta hit him on here as well. But yeah, Moro directed it, and my God, it is beautiful. Moro, for those of you who don't know, I don't have him on the list actually, but I might as well shout him out. He won't be in the description, but he's the creator of Indie Cross, and I admittedly haven't even seen the episodes, but I know it's huge, and I've seen some clips online. But he's the one who directed that episode of Death Battle, so I love their new stuff. The animation's really high quality. Clearly, they're having a lot more fun while they're indie. They're having a bunch more creative freedom as well, and I think they have like all the same people on the team as well. So they don't have the limitation of the studio that hosted them. So pretty cool. Then there's Element Animation. This is also another studio. You probably know their work from, the Egg's Guide to Minecraft. If not that, then you definitely know them from all of the animated Minecraft trailers and shorts that they do. They started out as a YouTube channel that just makes Minecraft shorts, along with like animated Minecraft shorts, along with shorts about these little eggs because they were easy to animate. Then they became really well known for their Minecraft stuff. They created Villager News, which I love to death. I love their recent stuff with it as well, even if it's all shorts. The quality on their stuff is incredible. My favorite videos that they've released are these videos where they animated like bumpers to the Minecraft live animations that show up in those old events. I don't know if they do them anymore, but they made a video where they actually go through and point out every single error that was in those videos. And it is such a cool way to peek behind the curtain. Instead of just getting a plain old behind the scenes, they tell you everything that's wrong with the animation, and they explain what the reasoning for that mistake was, whether they just didn't catch it or they didn't have time to fix it. It's so relatable to Alan Becker as well, because we have we have a long stage at the end of projects where it's just a lot of looking for things to fix, like looking for anything that might have gone wrong, anything that we might have missed. And and then we fix it all. And there's sometimes really interesting things to fix. And then seeing how a 3D Minecraft studio encounters all those same issues as well, really cool. I love those videos. Those are probably my favorite from their channel. And they're like animated as well. It's crazy. Those are high effort videos. Then there's Frosted Derp. He's someone I've been talking to a bit more recently. Still not really close with him. Might be going to VidCon with him. We'll see. I think he's still deciding. But he is a mixed media animator. He will most often take videos or pictures of himself in person, and he will put himself into Adobe Animate, trace bitmap himself, so that way he has like this weird colored style. And then he animates himself in the videos. He does make primarily YouTube shorts, and I'm not shy to say that I'm not a big fan of shorts. It does not mean that there aren't any good quality shorts creators. I think Frosted is one of the rare ones. Pretty much anyone who I mentioned shorts from, I really like their shorts, unless I explicitly state otherwise. There are some good shorts creators. Frosted absolutely being one of them. I love his stuff. I haven't watched his horizontal videos yet. I do intend to, but I know what I have seen from him in shorts is generally really fun. I've gotten to talk to him a bunch, and he sounds like a really fun guy to hang out with. So, yeah. There's also Garrett the Carrot. I'm sure if you watch the series, you know exactly who he is. He's another primarily shorts creator. He is a storytime animator by trade, I guess. Like his main videos are all storytime animations, and they're okay. I haven't seen all of them, I will admit, but he is a good he animates at 30 FPS. This fucking weirdo animates at 30. What the hell? Anyway, like that to some degree is impressive. I guess not to some degree. It is impressive. It's more frames than most animators bother with. Most 2D animators bother with. His shorts, I would say, are along the lines of Frosted Derp, where they do have value. It's not like they're trying to teach you something, but like, they are entertaining. They are genuine. They're not slop. They are genuinely entertaining animations. There are some animation YouTubers that just produce slop, and that's like the engagement bait kind of shit. Hate that so much because there's no fucking point. Garrett's does have a point, albeit it's not like super deep, but it doesn't have to be. And I really like he's done this Minecraft series recently on the shorts, where he animates people's Minecraft ideas. And that's been really fun to see how he visualizes all of them. So pretty cool stuff. Love the guy as well, of course. Me and him have become pretty good friends now. So, and to think the first day I met him, I slept with him. Isn't that weird? Then there's Glitch. I'm sure you all know Glitch. If you don't know that name, then you know the Amazing Digital Circus. I think that's one of the series online that's like you either love it or you hate it. I'm on the side that I really love it. I don't love it to the point that I like want to know everything about it at all times. I'm not obsessive over anything that they produce. But when they release something, I have a lot of respect for it and the stuff that the animators do. It is like television quality animation on YouTube. People call them an indie studio, but when you think about it, I don't think they're real. They might have started out indie. I don't think they're indie anymore. Because they hire on directors and writers, and the people leading the company, to my knowledge, do not have any creative involvement with with any of the projects. That is generally what all these other studios do that you see on television. Glitch is just the first to really pioneer the YouTubeification of televised entertainment. And I'm all for it. I think, despite it being more of a company than an indie studio at this point, I still really support what they're doing. I like the way that they do it. I think they have a really good system. And from what I've heard, I think I heard one issue about their, about their behind the scenes. I don't know. I think there was like some studio drama, but I heard it was also, figured out pretty quickly. And I mean, I'm sure that their studio is way better than like the rest of the industry. So, love to get to talk with anyone on that team. I think that would be a fantastic discussion. I'd be so fascinated to hear anything that they have to say. But yeah, definitely go check out Glitch. They make a lot of good shit. And there's Hibernate Studios. This is a studio I guarantee none of you have ever heard of. It is still indie, to my knowledge. I'm pretty sure. I'd be shocked if it wasn't indie. But they are a relatively new studio. And they started making stuff alongside Dan Bull. Dan Bull is a nerdcore artist. I'll be mentioning him later. But they made some animated music videos with him within his Minecraft rap series. And my God, they are some of the most beautiful Minecraft animations I've ever seen. I think they're starting to do more. So, yeah, they do some incredible work. There's It's Okay Koi. He's a freelance artist, animator who I think I saw a video of him saying that he struggles to find work. I don't know if that's true anymore. But he pretty much makes his own fan music videos for songs that he likes. And those are some of the coolest fucking music videos I've ever seen. His most recent one, I think it's his most recent one, but at least one of his most recent ones is called Doodles by Rose something. I forget the artist's name. Interesting. Copper Armor. All right, let me go spend this XP real quick. But watch their, I think it's in the description, watch their music video for the song Doodles. It is like some of the, it's not the smoothest animation. There's a shot at the very end that is so fucking impressive. I love it so much. They are a very skilled and talented animator, but I love their vision. Their direction is so cool. And I'd love to be able to work with them someday. Oh God, it's so sick. Why is it 33 now? Did you decide to grow over time? Okay, I guess I'm going back. Fine. There's also Jaden Animations. I watch a lot of her stuff. I don't keep as on top of her as I used to. But she's managed to maintain her touch, her personality on her videos, unlike some longtime storytime animators. But she's also managed to grow with her community, and I watch a lot of her stuff. It is some of the best. It's on par with Brody's stuff. Their skill in animation is through the roof. And I know they also work with a rather large team now. Now, I have gotten to speak to a couple of her animators, and I've gotten to see parts of the process, and it is really cool. It's so cool. God, I'm just a sucker for really good and clean animation. And it's like the colorless style is also very intentional. It's really neat to see some of the reasons behind it. But no, I love their style, and she is such a great storyteller. Over the years, she has her writing skills have improved like crazy. She could take any story and turn it into like any experience she's had and turn it into an enthralling story. I mean, nowadays she mostly takes like gameplays that she has and turns those into stories, like with her Pokemon videos. She'll play Pokemon and then she'll turn her experience into a story. And yeah, she'll exaggerate some of the details, of course, but she exaggerates them in a fun and fictional way. Because it's not like she has room to lie about certain events because it's not that serious. It's just a video game and it's a YouTube animated video, and it's all to improve the quality of the animation and the story. And I really envy her storytelling skills. It's really good. Yeah. Then there's James Lee. God, if you've seen his stuff, I don't need to say anything. He's an incredible mixed media animator. He understands animation so well that he just does it with his own body. It's kind of like Frosted Dirt, but his is way more involved. You just have to see his work. I guarantee you've seen him before on the internet. You just might not know the name associated with the animation. But yeah, it's really cool stuff. He recently made this big push to leave all Adobe software, which is a very big thing to do. I'm also kind of stuck in the Adobe ecosystem. More stuck in a way because for my Alan Becker work, for my job, the job that I work full-time for, I have to use Adobe. If I didn't, then maybe I would move on. But that's still a big change. But he made a video explaining just how he made that change, how he made that shift. And I think I would like to think, I don't know for sure, but I'd like to think that it has helped a lot of creatives in this field leave Adobe and start using other more ethical software. So I think that's the video that I have linked in the description, but really good stuff, nonetheless. So. And there's Kevin Temertunes. He works on Glitch Productions. I think he's the lead animator for The Amazing Digital Circus. On his channel, he posts some of his own personal stuff, but more recently, because he works full-time with Glitch, he's been posting behind-the-scenes content, or I guess just like the scenes that he animated and shows a little bit behind the scenes in the software, and like reference footage that he takes for other animators. He shows you some sneak peeks of like some snippets for shows that they're working on, mostly Digital Circus. Really good stuff. There's Meat Canyon. Gross high-quality animation. I know he's mostly known for all of his pop culture videos, but I really like his original stories, his original animations. He has a couple series. I forget what one of them is called. The one that I really like, though, is... damn it, I had it on the... Melvin's Macabre, I think it is. And that's the one that I have linked in the description. It's one of the episodes. Really good stuff, really well animated, and it's all an original story. It's a proper cartoon series. It's gross and it's funny. I love it. God, I know one of the old community members, Awez, also works for him. Does a lot of incredible work. I think he does like a lot of complex animation in his videos. Really cool to see him doing work like that. There's Minbit. If you've been on YouTube Shorts and seen animated shorts, you have seen Minbit. They're the TV head. They're short, like teal hoodied TV head. On YouTube Shorts, you know what I mean. They have a fantastic sense of character movement. They have a really good sense of perspective. They're able to pull off limited animation very well. They use exaggerated poses and motions very well. They end up doing a lot more action than you would expect from any shorts animator or YouTuber in general. Just for all these little relatable stories that they animate. Really cool stuff. There's Monkey Wrench. It is an animated series here on YouTube, fully funded on YouTube. This is a fully independent film. I forget who the creator is called. I know they've been doing this thing for a long time. They started on a Newgrounds Animation. So sorry that I can't remember their name. But I know I used to love their stuff. And this is no different. A fantastic story. The one thing that I love about this there's a lot of things that I love about this. One of the things that I love about this is that they are so transparent in how they spend their money on the episode. At the end of every episode, they show you a pie chart showing you just how much money was spent on what. That has been so helpful. That is so cool. Like, I don't think I've seen that level of transparency with money from any studio. That is crazy. That's so cool that they're just willing to tell people how much the shit costs. And it kind of helps them out, being like, hey, this animation shit's expensive. Please support us as directly as possible if you want to see more. And God, I love it. I also heard their pipeline is really cool. I don't know if they do this anymore. I hope they do. I would assume they do, because I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. They have a spreadsheet full of shots and sequences that all their animators can look at and animate, and they get to just pick which one they want. With any other studio, they're assigned a shot or a segment to animate. No, they just get to claim it, because that allows them to animate what they are most comfortable with, and if they're comfortable with it, they're gonna be able to take it just one step farther than anyone else could have on that team. And that's such a fun way of that holds a fantastic work environment as well. My God, I just love it. I love it so much, and I'd love to try that. It's just putting that amount of trust in your animators can be difficult. So, but I think it's incredible, and I want to try it eventually in one of my projects. So, yeah. There's Noodle. Noodle is one of my favorite animation channels on YouTube. Maybe even animation channel on YouTube, one of my favorite channels on YouTube. They are very well known for the video where they were talking about and teaching people about interpolation in animation, and how it's bad. He's also created a lot of other really good videos. He eventually had to come down to this compromisation. That doesn't feel like it's the right word, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. All right, I gotta get, what was it, 18 more, or is it also more now? Yeah, it's just 18. Okay, cool. I can do that. But he has this new style. He still does animated videos every now and then, but it's like this, he takes popsicle sticks and then sticks drawings of himself on them and then records that in like a cardboard environment. And it's like, even though it's cheaper than animation, the production value on those is still really cool, still really fun, and it gives you the same feeling and energy. I of course love the animated ones a lot more than the cardboard ones. I'll call them that. Damn, I got a lot of stuff from that one. I still love all of his animated stuff. He did a video about I forget what they're called, but they're the band that inspired SpongeBob. They're the people who created Ocean Man. Made a video all about them and their involvement with SpongeBob. That's such a great video. One of my favorites from them is their video on aspect ratios, where they animated the video in not 360 video, but like 180 video, so it's like half of VR. That was a really cool video. Really fun to watch in VR. Though a little impractical, albeit. So they did release a 2D version for those who can't. Yeah, no, I love their stuff. They released one of my favorite short animations. It was I forget who sponsored it, but it was a sponsored video, and he just got to animate this whole thing. I mean, it put him into debt, I'm pretty sure, because it was a very intense video. And he ended up releasing, like, I think a couple videos afterwards being like, hey, please buy these things because I cannot pay my taxes, stuff like that. But he also made this really cool video talking about the behind the scenes of that, and that also included a discussion about the finances for the video and how he was pretty much taking money out of his own pocket, his own savings for a lot of it. I think pretty much all of it. It was really cool stuff from him. I love his stuff. He's cool. He also has a commentary channel. Kind of like mine, but a little more effort and a little more intention into the way that he puts his stuff together. Um, I don't know. He just gets to talk about stuff. It's like the videos that he would make on his main channel, but they're shorter because they're topics that he doesn't want to spend a whole lot of time on. But they're all still worth it. He's a great writer. I love his sense of humor. And when he wants to sound sophisticated, he is. And I believe that he knows what he's talking about, even if he doesn't, because he's got an air of confidence with him. So, yeah. Then there's Pymations. I don't need to explain to you at all. I've known him for a while now. I met him at 15 Matt, one of my tournaments, and he was a great sport. We met shortly after in person, but I've been watching his content years before I even knew him, and I think that now they are making some of their best work. Like I met him kind of at a low point, where he was really struggling to find his footing again on YouTube, and I feel like the stuff that he's released recently has been some of his best work. And I mean, of course, part of that's because he has a team now, but it's still indie. I still love it. He still has heavy involvement on every single decision. I get to hang out with them while they work sometimes, and they're just chill with it. Like, I'll just hop in their voice chats. I'll be like, hey guys, how's it going? And I have nothing to do with any of their videos, but they just let me hang out, and it's cool. And I mean, yeah, I get to see a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I'll never talk about it because, that's a relationship I never want to destroy. I have a lot of respect for him and his team and what they do. Really cool stuff. I mean, the Suction Cup Man that released recently has to be his best video. 100%. That's the one that I've linked down below. Oh my god. Story writing is incredible. The animation is phenomenal. For being rigged puppet animation, that is the coolest puppet animation I think I've ever fucking seen. Like, he's perfected that style. God damn. Love the dude. There's Rax D Flipnote. He doesn't know how to animate. he kind of knows how to animate. But that's not the appeal. The appeal is a sense of humor, and I think the way that he makes his animations perfectly reflects his sense of humor. I think it's very obvious and apparent because clearly many, many people agree. He's the Let's Go Gambling guy, obviously. But more recently, I've really liked a lot of his recent shorts and bits. He makes long form videos as well. I'm in one of them. He made a video about going to VidCon. That's not the one that I linked in the description. I'm still a part of the one that he linked in the description. You'll have to watch to find out what. But I would like more people to watch some of his storytime, or not storytime. They're kind of storytime animations. He edits more so than he animates in those videos, but he's definitely becoming a good storyteller. I don't think he's quite there. I think he still has a lot to learn. I think if you asked him, he'd say that as well. Obviously, I've become a good friend of his since I first met him in Dojo Cast. But yeah, love his stuff. He also has a gaming channel, RaxD Games, that was inspired by this channel. Maybe not initially. Initially, it was going to become like a normal gaming channel, but now he's taking it in kind of a new direction. He's going to start releasing videos kind of like mine, where he just rambles and rants on about some stuff. And he told me when he released like his first 2026 video, being like, "Hey, your channel inspired me to do this," and I was like, "That's so cool." I just love seeing content like this. This is the shit that I miss from YouTube. So seeing him also try it out, really fun to see. So please go support him. There's something else, YT. Storytime animator turned, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck he does now. I think he tries to do some storytime, but like his attitude and philosophies and his writing style and his everything has just changed so much over these last few years. Ever since he started producing music, you can notice a pretty stark change. And it's kind of refreshing because he started as a storytime animator, and he did one kind of recently talking about travel. But he also released some other really abstract stuff. It was really interesting to see from him. And it was all really high quality stuff too. His music is also pretty good. Like Help Oh Well is probably one of my favorite songs of all time, if I'm honest. Partially due to how relatable it was. I guess see last episode to see how I relate, but yeah, his stuff is great. The Cool Autistic Gamer 774 is just really funny. I've suspected that the person behind that channel is behind the team on Smiling Friends. It is a channel that supposedly takes clips from the Smiling Friends show, but then he just animates his own character on top of it. But now it's gotten so involved to the point that animations are made like completely originally of the character of like like Pim, Charlie, Alan, some of the other characters I'm sure as well that I'm not thinking of at the moment. But it's very involved, and he even like hired another animator to help him with a video to like nail the style. But like I'm not 100% convinced that it's a channel owned by someone on the team. There was a video that I saw, I forgot who it was, but they explained that it was much more likely this other guy who's done similar bits before, but also one of the creators of Smiling Friends is also known to do crazy bits like this. So to me, it's like a toss-up. It could be either of them. They're both very valid theories. I don't think we'll ever know, and I think that's so funny. I think that's for the best, too. It's really cool. There's the June Archive. This is my favorite ARG ever. Probably my favorite horror animated series that I've ever seen. Partially because it's animated so damn well, but because it's, it hits really close to home. I did a live stream reaction to the whole series when I first discovered it, and the creator, Serial Bolby, ended up showing up in chat, and I proceeded to ignore him completely because I didn't realize he was the creator. But I've since become good acquaintances with him. I talk to him every now and then. He shows up every now and then in my server and voice chats, and it's always fun to catch up with him and see what he's doing. I was doing a video an animated video where I was like fully analyzing the series and helping explain some of the stuff that not everyone's going to understand, like specific Flipnote references and functionality of the software, and some of the history as well. That project is not canceled; it's just shelved because I have so many other things that I want to focus on. But my God, some of the coolest stuff that I've seen there, and the way that he interacts with the community, like he lets them have a direct impact on how the rest of the series will go, and not in a way that like the first person who solves it will get to do. There's some ARGs that like have some weak system where they'll like kind of let the viewer choose what happens next, but like they don't really have control. It's like it's like giving them like either A, B, or C will happen. But no, what Bolby does in the June Archive is he uploads the Flipnote on a pseudo memo, so you can download it on your DSi, edit it yourself, and then upload it as a spin-off, and then that might be the thing that causes change in the series. You can have the most literal impact on it. It's so fucking cool. I love it. Like, oh God, I love every single thing about it. It's so cool. It's so well animated, so well directed. The concept is sick as shit. The lore is awesome. And the implementation of the ARG is phenomenal. Yeah, I absolutely love the series. It's fantastic. There's Zanny Leaves. He is an animator from the Object Show community. I just really like his style. He has great facial animation. Character acting may be a little weak at times, but his stuff is really fun. I definitely check it out. Not a whole lot else to say about him. The Zambination, they went from slop to top. I have that written down. I'm so sorry. But they were like the people making the slop, Fazbear and Friends Minecraft styled content. And then they just stopped doing that. Well, they're still doing the series, but now it's like so much more self-aware. It's more meta. I have enough XP. Let's go. The stuff there is just so fucking cool. What they're doing now, their writing has improved. The production quality on their music videos is amazing. They have a music video on Lethal Company, and then their most recent video on The Amazing Digital Circus. And some of the best shit that I've ever seen on the platform as far as animated music videos go. They're really well done. So I love the style for them as well. You got to go check them out. If you don't like it, you don't have to like the songs, but like the visuals of it, some of the best shit that I've ever seen. 100%. There's Zane Little. I met him along the same time as Rax. Love his stuff as well. I don't think he animates on Flipnote anymore. If he does, it's not much, because he's been able to replicate the Flipnote style. Pardon me. Yeah, he's been able to replicate the Flipnote style, and I am sure the process is much, much easier now. Oh, interesting. I didn't even know that was there. If I have, it's been a while since I've seen it. Whew, I am gonna travel with this thing. Hell yeah. Pardon me. Yeah, but I mean, his main videos, his horizontal videos, do not get nearly enough attention, and it is so tragic. Ooh, this is the cave. Heck yeah. Awesome. I'm gonna put that there. And now I go mining for materials. Yeah, I know, but his stuff is great. He's such a talented animator. He like co-runs this server that I've gotten to meet a lot of really talented animators in. Let's go ahead and get like a stack of this to start, maybe 2. He has this video that he made. Okay, if you haven't seen some of the other stuff, he recently did this like a ChatGPT animation. It's like, oh, ChatGPT, ChatGPT, how do I know what to do? It's so stupid, but it's really fucking funny. Definitely go give that one a watch. But he made this other video about eye contact. And for such a weird topic like that, it is a really well-written video. And the animation on it as well is insanely good. So please do give that one a watch. Of any of them, give that one a watch. That one, like, that's more along the lines of, like, storytime animation. Not really, I'd say it's more along the lines of, like, what Noodle does, but more generalized. He just kind of talks about whatever he wants to talk about. Yeah, no, it's great stuff, and he's a fantastic animator. Really good at doing the extremely exaggerated facial expressions, and that's just really fun anyway. So I think that's it from my animators list. We're 47 minutes into this, and I have quite a ways to go, so I might try and speedrun some of these that I don't feel as passionately about, but now that we're out of animation, that might happen more. As far as general art, this includes like visual effects, filming, stuff that I just find well written and shot. The first, we have Captain Disillusion. Nowadays he does a lot more it's more along the lines of educational VFX, but he still applies his VFX knowledge. But what I really love is his much more the series with a lot more high production value. Is this series called Captain Disillusion. I guess he reserves them now for like specials or like subjects he really, really cares about. Kind of like how Noodle treats his animated videos, from what I can tell. But like the VFX, like it's like a full-on show that you would have seen on TV. And this guy's been doing it for 18 fucking years. He's been doing this shit for so long, and he has, like, he was doing all this analytical video styled shit before it was cool. And now he just kind of fits so perfectly into it, and I love his stuff. He's really cool. Pardon me. Then there's Chris and Jack. They make a lot of skits on YouTube. You've probably seen them on YouTube Shorts. They push Shorts maybe a little too much. I get why they do it. I just don't like how they do it. It's just repackaging content. It's lazy. But their stuff has high production value, so maybe maybe I can forgive it. I just really hate Shorts. Apparently, one of the guys who runs it is they were a voice actor. They voice acted I think his name was Sora in Avatar. The guy with the boomerang. He was that motherfucker, and now he's just doing YouTube skits. And I was subscribed to them long before I realized that. And I was like, what the heck? Because I saw him in like another miscellaneous short somewhere on like Twitter or YouTube, where he was like being interviewed along with some Avatar questions. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing here? He doesn't have anything to do with Avatar. Turns out, yes, he does. He absolutely has a lot to do with Avatar. He fucking voiced one of the main characters on it. So that was cool to learn. I'm not as familiar with the other guy, but they're both great. They're both really funny, and I enjoy watching their stuff. So go check them out. There's Corridor Crew. I know a lot of people give them flack for all of their original AI stuff. They have since dialed back on all of that, like integrating AI into their workflow. I think they still sometimes integrate it in some creative manner, though it's still a little gross and icky, so I'm not fully supportive of that when they do all that shit. It's kind of gross. But I do appreciate that they're now educating people more on the use of AI. They of course do the VFX Artists React, but I love their debunking series where they try and teach people who may be more susceptible to being fooled by visual effects and AI, and they teach them how, like, the certain key, the certain tells to how to look out for something, whether like if someone's trying to get something out of you. AI especially is like so scam rich. But they've pivoted from like integrating AI into their content to teaching people how to look out for AI in all the right ways. They also do a lot of other really great VFX videos. I love the series that Ren does, where he tries to explain the scale of certain things. Those are always really fun. They're high production value and very well written. So check those out. There's Juxtaposed. This one is a YouTuber I don't really hear anyone talk about. I think they're a little underground. I don't remember what following they have. I don't think it's small. But they make videos about UI design. They're a UI designer, and they make videos where they redesign the UI of certain like websites or apps. A couple of my favorites were their redesigns of YouTube and Discord. They do other stuff outside of redesigning. I think I don't follow those as much, but God, it made me like angry after watching the Discord one, because like I realized that will never happen because they make so many terrible decisions over at Discord. But like it's what it could be. So I guess be weary that like what you're gonna see is never actually going to happen unless someone like specifically develops it, in which case you're gonna have to download like Better Discord, which also has its own handful of issues. I've tried to use it many times, but it's just not there, unfortunately. So then there's Markiplier. I don't really need to give him any introduction. Though I didn't put him in the gaming section, though. There is a gaming section of all the gaming YouTubers that I watch. He's not in there because I don't really watch his gaming stuff that much anymore. I used to. I was introduced to him just a bit before the FNAF craze. And now I just watch him for all of his highly produced content. Like, you know, he's releasing a fucking movie. I'm going to go see it with my dad in theaters on the 30th of this month, and that's in like almost a week. That's like a week and 2 days from the day I'm recording this. And oh my God, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be so cool. I have idolized Markiplier for a very long time. He's been my favorite YouTuber for a very long time. I think at one point it used to be Sky Does Minecraft for a little, and then, you know, he turned out to not be a great person, so that's cool. Don't you love it when that happens? But anyway, I love Markiplier for his highly produced content, like In Space, his other Choose Your Own Adventure videos. Who Killed Markiplier was a great series, and I can't wait to see what he does for Iron Lung, because that's going to be so different from anything else that he does. So, heck yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Solid JJ, they make a lot of fun skits. You've probably seen them on Twitter. They're very short. He makes a lot of them. He makes like one a week. Like his speed on them is kind of crazy. I wish he would spend more time on these videos, because then I feel like it would show and he might grow faster. But he's kind of just producing the same content over and over again. And it's getting a little stale, yeah. I'm going to try and defeat this guy in a bow match. Where did he go? There you... Well, that's not fun. Dang. Oh, well. That's okay. We here to have fun, nonetheless. Oh, what was I talking about? Salva JJ, yeah. No, his writing is good. He makes funny jokes. It could be predictable at times, but he is recently starting to put more effort into some of his videos. Like, he did one recently where he had an animator animate one of his skits. and it was pretty good. It wasn't like the best work, but it was pretty good, and I think it's worth keeping an eye on him. I think he's going to start to improve pretty quickly. I hope he does. I hope he doesn't just stagnate, keep doing the same shit. But yeah, I like his stuff. It's entertaining, and they're quick videos, so they're not a big chunk out of my day. They're like, I usually wake up in the morning, and if he uploads a video, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll watch this real quick. It's that kind of stuff. Not bad, but also maybe not good if you're just a creator that people can throw away after watching. Yeah, I figured I'd point it out. I like seeing people improve, and he seems to be someone who wants to do more with his content. So I look forward to it. Yeah. Then there's the Sticks channel. They are the people who make trailers for YouTubers. And their production quality is really high. They're in a kind of a weird spot right now because their whole gimmick was they would keep making trailers for YouTubers until they made a movie for Mr. Beast, and then they got confirmation from Mr. Beast, but he said like if they get 5 million subscribers, then I'll let them make a movie about me. And then I guess he forgot about that, and now he's just having to make the movie anyway. But they're still trying to make it seem like there's stakes to it all, even though I guarantee you that they're already writing the movie. But they're just they're trying to keep people intrigued in the story, and they're trying to draw it out. So it's a little weird at the moment, but overall, I still really like their stuff. It's very well shot. It's very well written. They clearly understand story structure to a great degree. And they got balls because they were like, I think their first video was for Iraq, and they didn't even get to show it to him, but they were like about to fly over there the day of to try and show him the movie. They missed the flight, and then weren't able to show him, but then they did it for Ryan Trahan, and that's when I learned about them. And I don't know, I love their drive, I love their writing. I just think their recent arc with the Mr. Beast movie is a little weird. So. And I hope the movie isn't just them like portraying Mr. Beast in the light that he wants to be portrayed, because let's be honest, I don't think everyone likes Mr. Beast all that much anymore. I mean, I know I've already talked about that, so I will yield the rest of that topic. But I really like their one about Matt, Pat, and Smosh. I think those are probably two of the best trailers that they've done. And you know, they always have accompanying videos where they show the YouTubers the trailers, and it's really cool. So check them out. And then this is definitely a weird channel. It's called To Hatena. This was a channel that some of my friends made for me when I was hitting my 20th birthday. And I wasn't expecting anything that birthday. If anything, I was just starting to not really care. And then it turns out that my friends Yu Ishizaki and Pieman12 had spent 11 months compiling a birthday video for me. And they got me to stream on that day, and it ruined birthdays for me, because nothing's going to top that ever, and I don't want anything to top that, because that was so special. God, that's absolutely one of my favorite channels, and yes, I'm biased. I have to be. Like, if there's any situation where I could be biased towards liking a channel, that has to be it, right? That has to be acceptable. Oh, man. I'm going to try an Elytra out of here real quick. Heading into gaming, there's the channel that actually inspired me to return to this channel and make this series. Okay, wait, I gotta take a look here. Oh, wow, they simplified this. What the hell? XYZ is at the top over there now. Okay, that's the wrong way. Okay, this seems like the right way. I'm gonna go this way. He does some roleplay Minecraft content, and I don't really watch any of that. I know, surprise. It's not my cup of tea. What I really like is his solo content, where he's just on his own, and that's the stuff where he feels a lot more real and down to earth. And I started watching his stuff when I found his series where he played this Minecraft mod that had like huge fucking spiders, and he has arachnophobia. Really funny videos, but I don't know, I got hooked on his personality. He seems like a really fun guy to be around. And yeah, I mean, he inspired this whole series because it felt so real. You know, of course I think he was playing it up a bit, but like it was the most real that I had ever seen a YouTuber be in a long time. So I just really hit home with me. The next one is a little controversial. I know. I have some controversial picks, but it's Call Me Carson Live, specifically the live channel. I know we got canceled a while ago for some stuff, and I know some people don't think he's changed. I personally think he's changed, but I also completely understand if you don't agree. You just don't watch his content. It's totally fine. I really like watching his stuff. His sense of humor just really hits home with me. I find him to be really funny, him and his friend group. I go back to watch some of his videos frequently. Yeah, I don't know. It's just fun. If you don't agree with that, it's totally fine. Yeah. And there's Relax Alex. I think he's also controversial, maybe. I don't know as much about his history, though I do remember something popping up about him. But he's another person who has a great understanding of UI, more specifically in games. He made this video about Smash Brothers UI, and he analyzed all the UI from every Smash Bros game, and he was somehow able to do it in such a way that it was genuinely entertaining. Like, talking about that sort of stuff is usually pretty boring. He also talks about game design a lot. He loves talking about game design, and I love listening to him talk about game design, because clearly he cares about it. He's very passionate about that sort of stuff. He also does, and maybe not anymore, but he did a series called Know Your Moves, where he analyzed people's, not people's, sorry, I'm trailing off, thinking about too many things right now. Yeah, he was analyzing the movesets and providing history and analysis about Smash Bros. Characters. And the original goal was to analyze every single one of them, and then eventually he stopped doing them because I think he stopped caring, which, hey, totally fair, but it's still a series that I kind of frequently go back to watch. It's really fun. So, yeah, if you're like someone nerding out about UI design and video games and game design in general, check out his stuff. It's pretty cool. There's Slimesicle and his second channel, Slimesicle. The main channel has a lot more of the higher quality stuff, the high quality content. Damn, okay. Gunpowder I gotta throw away. He has, I mean, the production value in his main channel videos is insane. There's some of them that have animated segments where he hires someone else to animate them. That's so cool, and I love that. Hell yeah. I don't know what else do you want me to say about it. It's cool. I like it when animators are involved in projects for people that I already like. Yeah. And his second channel is just, more classic YouTuber style. They're longer videos. They're like trimmed down versions of his VODs because he streams. And I don't know. I like him. He's funny. He's the pun master. I don't know. He's chill. Then there's Technoblade. Boy, do I need to say anything about him. I mean, he was another great storyteller. He knew how to tell a good story. For making videos about Minecraft. He was, of course, very skilled in the game. He was witty. He was really fucking funny. And just around the time that I started to really get into his content, he got diagnosed with cancer. And as you all know, he unfortunately passed away. Though one of my favorite videos from him is the Minecraft VR experience that he made when he was on chemo trying to recover from cancer. God, and of course there's the Potato War series. I don't need to convince you. Everyone already loves the guy. But yeah, I still go back and watch his stuff every now and then because it's genuinely entertaining. It's not like a one and done throwaway, watch the next video kind of YouTuber. He makes the kind of stuff that like sticks with you. So it's a shame. A shame that he's gone. A shame that he's passed. I'm glad that his father's now really integrated into the community, and he seems to be a really good impact. So, Technoblade never dies. Going on to more YouTube personalities, focusing on specific people rather than their content. There's Ethan Nestor, one half of Unis Honest, also known as Markiplier's friend. No, I love his stuff. He's so fucking funny on his own and with people. God, he's just funny all around. He did this one video where he was delivering fans. He was delivering pizza to his fans. He custom made pizza, like the dough and everything, to their specific requests. Maybe not to their specific requests. I think they there was like a wheel involved, if I remember right. It's been a while since I watched it, but that one left an impression because it was so fucking funny. But yeah, love his stuff. There's Foot of a Ferret. Not gonna say much about him. I really just watch his stuff to keep an eye on modern cartoons and conversation going around animation. He's not particularly a talented artist, but I think that's part of his style, and it's really charming and appealing. You can tell that he like hired another artist to create his avatar that he uses for like all. He's a PNG tuber sometimes. I think more recently he started to show like his face because I think he's undergoing like some shift in his content. But still pretty good videos. Just helps me keep up to date with a lot of the cartoons going on nowadays, so I can keep a pulse on it. Then there's Isaac Y. Loonsar introduced me to this guy. He is a YouTuber who does a lot of Discord videos where he gets on a voice call with a bunch of his friends and a video call sometimes, and just makes a video out of all the random shit that they do. Sometimes it's really heavily planned, sometimes it's not. I love it. I love his stuff. Though I'm not as big of a fan of him as Loonsar is, so I asked Loonsar to give me like his favorite video, and I figured that's one that would leave a really good impression for the rest of you, because whenever I watch Isaac Y, it's pretty much always with Loonsar and a bunch of other friends. I think it's a great series that you can sit down in a voice chat and watch together with a group of people. The belly of laughs. It's really fun. I love their stuff. There's Jay Schlatt. I am an avid fan of Jay Schlatt, though I find him more interesting than funny or anything else, because it's like we're actively seeing his perception of his own content and mentality constantly change. I can tell that he wants to make something that matters and has an impact on people, but then when they don't perform as well, despite them getting millions of views, he goes back to making these like TikTok reactions. I know he made a video talking about how he's leaving that channel, but he already left the channel before that, and I don't know why. So is he just gonna like keep going through YouTube channels? I don't know. It's a little weird. Definitely a little weird. I don't know why this is in here. You can go in here, I guess. Actually, no, you're decorative. So you go in there. Yep. It's interesting to see the creative endeavors that he does choose to be passionate about, but then he tends to fall back on the easy to produce stuff, which, I guess it pays money. I'm sure he's very well off, though. I don't think he needs to. He could just spend time really focusing on the stuff that he really wants to do. So, it's an interesting journey being a fan of his and watching his stuff. Yeah. Then there's Orborb. This is a YouTube channel created by Call Me Carson and his friend Gavin. It's a variety show, in their words, where they mess with their guests a lot, and I think it's really funny. They did one with Salva JJ, who I mentioned before, and they had a bit in the beginning that had me dying when I first watched it, where they were just like Apple enthusiasts, like not fruit Apple, like the tech company Apple. They were Apple enthusiasts. It was such a fucking funny bit. I think they used like animojis, I think is what they're called. I don't fucking use them. I don't care about them, but they used those to help amplify this bit of being like an Apple head. God, it was so funny, man. I mean, if you're cool with Carson and you don't really care about the shit from before all this controversy, but you should give it a watch. It's so funny. PewDiePie. If you're on YouTube, you know who PewDiePie is. I don't need to explain it, but I really like catching up with him every once in a while. Now that he's like kind of retired, he's just making videos that he wants to make now. He still takes sponsorships, which is a little weird if you're retired, in my opinion. But hey, I'll take it. He's making videos about stuff that he's really passionate about his family, about computer technology. He made a video talking about AI. And helping you explain how it actually fucking works. I don't know, it's great getting to see him make stuff that he's actually passionate about and not just slop like he was making before, honestly. He was making gaming content, and then he kind of turned to making these weird shows like Meme Review, if anyone remembers that. At the time, I was a huge fan of his content even then. Looking back on it now, it's 100% slop. Like, there's no value in those. So, but yeah, love the stuff he's doing now. Then there's Pieman12. Pieman is a guy that I've known for a long time. He stopped making videos on YouTube for a while to focus on, real life shit. But now that he's, freed up some of his time and he can start focusing on some of that again, he's been getting back into making videos, and hearing him talk passionately about it has been really fun to see. It's nice seeing him not always stressed out over like school and shit, but no, it's great. It's great. I mean, he made I think his best video that he's made since he got back to YouTube, pardon me, is pardon me. It was a video where he explained how he made the Daily Follower Twitter account. I don't know. It's just a really well written video. I think he's going to keep learning how to write good and compelling stories as he continues his craft. I don't think he's the best right now. I think he's going to pick up on it naturally over time, like any good creative will. But yeah, definitely keep an eye on him. I feel like he's going to go far with all the YouTube. There's Ted Nivison. He makes funny videos, some of them more along the lines of what JonTron used to do, where he like watches a movie or a TV show and then makes a funny video about it. But the videos that I like are the ones that have more story integrated. Like the Rainforest Cafe video or saga, if you want to include the Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville, I think is what it's called. Yeah, I don't know. It's like they're like themed restaurants, themed cafes. It's really weird, but really great videos, really good storyteller. He turns himself into like sometimes an unlikable character for the benefit of his own story, and it's really charming. So then there's Tommy Innit. I started getting into his stuff when he was still doing Minecraft videos, along with a bunch of his friends. I wasn't really all that involved when the Dream SMP stuff was going on, but I ended up liking some of his stuff. He started doing a lot of highly collaborative videos where he got a bunch of YouTubers together and they made a bunch of shit. Those were really cool to see. Of course, coming from the guy who likes collaborations. But now he's like pivoting away from YouTube in a really interesting way. He had this like depressing persona for the last few years, and that made it hard to watch him. But now he's like being a lot more transparent about like his intentions with YouTube and what he wants to do with his life. And now he's being like a stand-up comedian, and it's kind of cool to see, honestly. Maybe not the kind of stuff that I'm usually into, but like I'm down to see where he goes from here. His uploads, I don't think he really knows what he wants to upload to YouTube right now. I know he has a podcast. I don't really care much for the podcast personally. I don't know. He's like a Jay Schlatt situation where I just find his journey on YouTube to be very interesting, and I just want to follow it. So, oh yeah. All right. I'm going to pause midair because I got to scroll down the list. Oh yeah. Because now we're getting into the IRL category. I don't know why I'm hyping this up. I don't think anyone cares. There's this channel called Discover Connection, and they make some of the most wholesome content I've ever seen. I've talked about them on this series before. Oh, what the hell? I felt something brush my leg. It wasn't even him. All right, whatever. It was probably just the ghost in this room or something like that. Who cares? Jesus. Pardon me. Oh, we got an ice biome. Interesting. Discover Connection, they made this video that I talked about before called I Hitchhiked Across America. It was exactly that. They didn't clickbait it at all. They pretty much lived off of other people's kindness and nothing else. Like, they didn't use any other personal funds unless they wanted to reward specific people. That I watched that in a time where I was feeling like I was losing faith in humanity. As depressing as that sounds, like I think a lot of us kind of are. The world is a scary place with the narrative that we follow, but watching these people go hitchhike across America with all these strangers sleeping in their houses, barely knowing them was so reassuring. It kind of comforted me in a way that I didn't expect. Like, Loonsar had recommended me this video. He said that it was a really fucking great video, and I kind of like put it off for a bit. And then eventually I was like, screw it. I can just watch it while I work one day. I got so invested, I stopped working for a while just to finish watching it. One of the best videos I've ever fucking seen. Maybe like top 5 videos I've ever seen. Genuinely so cool. Please watch it if you can. It gave me a lot of hope, and I think that's something a lot of us need right now. So at least give that video a watch. But they do that sort of stuff all the time. Maybe not that extreme. That was definitely their most extreme video, and I definitely don't think I would ever do that. But it's made me a lot more faithful in humanity, and hopefully, you know, I can encourage someone to watch their videos and find the same result. Then there's Man-Made. This is a guy who used to be on this channel called Team Edge. I don't really know what they did on that channel. I never watched it. It seemed like it was a very kid-centered, kid-focused channel to me. I could be wrong. I just didn't care enough to find out. But this channel, he made on his own, and it's pretty much him just building shit. Like, whatever he wants, he just builds it, and then he makes a fun little challenge out of it, and you get to see the whole experience and him learn how to make it. And it appeals to, like, the stereotypical man in me. I don't know. There's something about, like, contract work and not even a contract work, carpentry, that sort of shit. That's, like, kind of appealing to me. It's really cool seeing someone just build something. He's no, like, engineer or anything. Like, I think he constantly downplays his experience in building whatever the fuck he's building for that video. But it ends up looking so cool. He's got a cool vision. I dig it. I think it's really cool. Ooh, this is a biome I've never been to before. Hello. This is definitely a part of the new update, too. Oh, the ambience, too. This is creepy. Oh, because I know what's in here. I don't know where he is. Ooh. That's creepy. Hearing all the wood creaking as well. That's kind of cool. Oh, whoa. Why is the biome split up like this? Hang on. I know I'm getting a little distracted here, but forgive me, this is a sick-ass forest. And the fucking ambience. God, it's making me think that he's here. I don't know how powerful he is either. I know I'm definitely safe because of my armor, but... Whoa. I heard something. Creepy. Oh, you're not creepy. You're just a baby zombie on fire running towards me. How rare are they? Ooh. Goes on for a while. It's a very thin strip of a biome, but pretty cool. It's just a sheep. No, 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 no. It's gonna happen, but no, I don't want it to happen. Stop! No, 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 no. Ah, whatever. Let Smokey the bear get angry. Oh. I know he's like the monster, like the weeping angel. That's kind of how he functions. Ooh, creepy. Okay, well, I guess I gotta continue. There's Max Foch. He's like the proper prankster. He's an English YouTuber. He does a lot of pranks and often breaks the law in interesting and fun ways. Sometimes just obligatory. He just breaks the law. There's no other thing to it. He's just breaking the law. He once stole his friend's car to put it into a derby. That's just illegal. I'm sure there's more to it that allowed him to do it. I'm sure that he had like friends and family who were in on it, but like you're still stealing someone's car. I don't think you could really defend that. That's illegal. So, like he got away with it. So, and then he made a video about it. I don't know. It's weird, but I don't know. He's funny. I like some of his stuff. Where's that temple that I saw? It's over there. I want to explore that temple. I'm really just doing whatever the fuck I want this episode. It's kind of cool. Having an elytra is sick. You just go and do anything. There's Mike OK. He is an IRL YouTuber. He records himself exploring the world. It's a kind of content that I didn't think I would really enjoy, but watching him do it, it's really cool. Pardon me. It's another one of those channels that's kind of restored my faith in humanity a bit. I gotta look out for... Yeah, this is an old classic one. Yep. Where is it? I don't really care about the redstone. Ah, ha! Found it. Hello. Whoops. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh no! What will I ever do? Wow, this is shit. Cool. Glad I did that. That was a waste of time. Yawn. Okay. Anyway. Sorry, yeah, Mike OK. He's made a lot of videos going to like places where I would expect people, you know, the narrative that I've learned in school and in media. A lot of the places that seemed very violent to me are like very welcoming and very friendly. Like, yeah, their culture is different, but that's about it. Like, they're all still people, and they all think just the same as you and I. So it's made me become less bigoted. So I really appreciate his videos. His have helped me a lot restore faith in humanity and realize that, hey, just because you're on the internet doesn't mean that everything is terrible. It's just that's what the internet feeds you. You have to go, unfortunately, you have to go and seek out all this stuff to help restore your faith in humanity. But it's out there. There are reasons to trust and love people. So, very cool. Yeah, love his videos. There's Rhett and Link. I know they're the creators of Good Mythical Morning. I have been watching them since they were more known for their main channel videos on their channel, Rhett and Link. I like their videos a lot more there. They've revived it recently for their series called Rhett and Link's Wonder Hole, which sounds really funny, and I know it's intentional. But they essentially just make their own like show. I think it's like improvised, where they have like an idea and they have story points that they want to hit in each video. But it is like pretty much... Oh, I'm running low on fireworks, so I should start heading back. This direction and this direction. Primarily this direction. Okay, I should start high up so I can just try and glide for as long as I can. All right. And hope I get back on time. Yeah, they make a lot... For that series, they make videos that make fun of modern YouTube and YouTube trends. It's pretty fun to see and funny to watch. They're really good content creators. Not a fan of their Good Mythical Morning series, but I love the Wonder Hole series. This has been a great refresher on their content. Oh yeah. And there's Ryan Trahan. He made the Penny series, and he reviews a lot of things on YouTube now. He has like pretty much his own clickbait style and theme, like genre. I don't watch most of his videos now, but like he's a wholesome YouTuber. I can dig most of his stuff that he drops. Um, yeah, no, I loved the Penny series though. I think that was incredible. Um, yeah, nothing much else to say about him. Then we're getting into the education section. First of all is CoffeeZilla. I put people in here just because they help me learn shit, and that's kind of it. That's my criteria. If they help me learn something, then I'd say they're an education channel. And CoffeeZilla helps me a lot. He helps me understand a lot about a lot about scams primarily, and I think most other people would say the same about his content as well. But it's very helpful. The only thing I don't like about his videos are the bits where he tries to write a story. I don't think he's a good story writer. He understands how to tell a story based on the thing that he's investigating, but he does not know how to tell a story based on the detective theme that he's going for. It's just kind of cringy, in my opinion, but like the good that he does regardless is more than enough to make me forget it. The VFX do look good, but like I feel like sometimes it helps, it makes us not take him as seriously as a journalist, and it may potentially hurt his image when it, for a lot of the times trying to convince people essentially to hear him out and learn on a subject that they might be stubborn about themselves. So yeah, that's probably my only critique for him, but otherwise I like his stuff. He's the good guy, Then there's Colin and Samir. I watch their interviews mostly, but they also have like a couple videos about where they just follow Mr. Beast around during like some of his big projects. And they're so beautifully shot and filmed and edited and everything. God, fantastic videos. My Lord, I love them. I think I need to go this way more. Yeah, I do. Okay. I know where I am now. Sick. Yeah, I like putting some of their stuff on in the background, and I learn a lot from their interview videos. Aside from the videos with Mr. Beast, where it's a lot like very high production value and great editing, great storytelling there. Less so storytelling. I mean, to a degree, it is still storytelling because they have to learn how to put all the footage together in a way that engages someone, because not everyone is going to be able to do that thing. But they have it easier in this case. Okay, sick. Sorry, I'm up here because now I need to repair the elytra. Yep, that's what we're doing. But yeah, they also interviewed AJR, and that was a shocking one. And I love AJR. If you know me, you know I love AJR. I know some people don't. I don't fucking care. It's sick. That was a great video. I've watched it several times. No, but I love this stuff. Admittedly, I only really watch the videos where they have someone on that I recognize, and if they have a guest on that I don't care about, then I don't watch them. I also know they recently, their homes burned down from the California fires last year, like a year ago now. And they made an update video about it, and it was really emotional. So I feel really bad for the guys, but yeah, it was I don't know, sad. But I also respect them as creators. They also make some of the most productive shorts that I've ever seen. Like they're some of the most well-reasoned vertical videos that I have seen on any platform. Because they open up discussion, they teach me things. It's great. Yeah, I love the channel. Then there's Kurzgesagt, which is strictly educational. I know that recently they've been kind of memed on for creating videos like, why does Fent feel so good? It's really funny. But like, if you actually watch the video, it's really interesting. I don't do anything like that myself, nor do I ever wish to. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any kind of drugs. I'm even weary of taking prescription drugs or over-the-counter drugs. I try to stay as far away from it as I can, unless I absolutely need to. Anyway, but like, I don't know. They teach me a lot of good things in a really fun, well-written way. Their motion graphics are really well done. I know they have a huge team behind them. They worked with Markiplier on In Space with Markiplier, so that was a pretty cool cameo. So, hell yeah. No, Kurzgesagt, great channel. It took me a while to learn how to say it too. Kurzgesagt. I don't know. Is that Russian? German? I don't know. Maybe German. Anyway, then there's Let Me Know. Let Me Know is a documentary channel that I'm pretty sure is managed, produced, and ran by one person. And they are incredible documentaries. This dude knows how to write a good documentary. He did a video about, he does a video about a lot of things, but my personal favorite is his video on the search for D.B. Cooper. It is this urban legend, who boarded a flight, told the flight attendants that he had a bomb with him on the flight, and then ransomed a lot of money, and then jumped off the plane mid-flight, never to be seen again. It's so cool. And he tells it in such a great way. The visuals are amazing. He uploads very rarely, but every video is so worth the watch. They are fantastic quality. The one that he released most recently about UFOs, I found a little boring. I have not finished that one because it's also very long. I do intend on finishing it, though, because there still might be some value, but it teaches me things, and I think it's really cool. Then there's Mark Rober. I don't really like a lot of huge YouTubers. Sorry, not Let Me Know. Mark Rober is one exception, because I think his content has only changed in the production value. The heart and soul of it has maintained miraculously over the years, which has been great. I mean, great for him. I enjoy the videos because I can tell that he still has a large creative say in every single decision. He's apparently doing a collaboration with Sesame Street, which is a little weird, but sure, I guess I'm down. I know his stuff is a little more aimed at children now, but I still find his stuff entertaining. He teaches me things. I don't internalize it as much. Again, it is still made for children, but he does interesting things, and he clearly still cares a lot about the videos that he creates. Then there's the Food Theorists. This is interesting. It's the only theorist channel that I watch now. I used to be a big fan of MatPat, and I used to watch all of the theorist videos, including Style Theory. And I'm not much of a looks guy. I don't care about how I look or how anyone else looks. But for some reason, once MatPat retired and he didn't have as direct involvement in, like he wasn't the showrunner for all 4 of those shows. Once he left and, retired, I started caring about those videos less and less. I don't know. They don't interest me anymore. So I eventually unsubscribed from all of them because the new hosts were just trying too hard to do what MatPat did. And I know that they're still trying to, be themselves to some degree, but it didn't really work because I think they're still confined by the walls that MatPat built, and they're not able to hold them up as well as they thought. So I found MatPat's videos really appealing and entertaining when it was game theorist, film theorist, food theorist, and style theorist. But as soon as the new hosts came in, I thought they all kind of failed. And then I watched a food theorist video that actually caught my eye, a new one, which was unusual. I usually don't really care much for the new host videos, but this thumbnail proposed an interesting question. I forgot which one it was, but I watched it, and I ended up really liking it. Turns out the new host, Santi, has just so much more personality than any other hosts. Honestly, I haven't given Style Theory a shot because now that MatPat's now hosting it, I don't have any reason to watch it because I don't care about style. I'll watch a film theorist episode if it pops up in my recommended and it seems interesting. I find myself usually not even finishing it though. Game theory, I don't watch that one anymore at all because I'm not interested in anything that the dude talks about. But for some reason, the food theorist videos really hit home with me. I really like those ones. I don't know why. I just do. I don't know. He's got an addicting personality. He's loud. He's obnoxious. And the videos he chooses sometimes interest me. I don't watch every one of the food theorist videos, but if he, oftentimes there will be a thumbnail and title that catch my eye and I'll be happy to watch it. So I would recommend it. I think it's fun. Then there's Tom Scott. Very educational. Pretty much every video of his would teach you one very specific thing that would in turn teach you one grander thing. But he has since quit that channel, unfortunately. He's kind of the one that started the trend for YouTubers to retire and quit. He was the one who inspired MatPat to retire, for Pete's sake. So, you know, kind of hate him for that, but, you know, I don't blame him. He was doing it for a while. He was doing so many videos. And even now, like, I haven't watched all of them. He released so many that, like, in a way, it's like he never left because there's such a catalog that I can always go back and watch. And I've even rewatched some because they're so interesting. So, genuinely great videos. He was did a very great job of explaining things. Yeah, I don't know. Liked his stuff, and you know, if you haven't watched his stuff before, definitely give it a shot. Coming into the last 4 categories, I think these are going to go by fairly quickly. We first have the tech category. I am a big tech nerd. I've been getting into computers a lot more recently. I'm confused. Why did some of those items disappear? Weird. Huh. Anyway, I guess I don't really need to be up here anymore. I've got all the XP that I need. But the first person is Bringus Studios. Bringus is a guy who's known for taking any piece of technology that has a screen, sometimes even not a screen, and turning it into a gaming PC. And watching him deconstruct some of these machines and turn them into a machine that can play a game relatively well is so fascinating. It's so cool. It's such a nerdy thing for me, but oh my god, I love it. Learning more and more about computer parts has been a great passion of mine recently, and watching his videos has helped me a lot. It's helped me gain that interest a lot more. When I had salmonella poisoning and I was bedridden for like 3 or 4 days, I binged like almost all of his videos, and I love the guy. He's fun, he's funny. The stuff that he does genuinely interests me. The way that he does it is so cool. My favorite video of his is when he installs he gets the Sonic drive-through window to work. He bought one, and then he got it to work, and I think he played games on it. And it was so funny, the entire process, because like it was not easy for him. He had to figure out so many issues. He had to solve so many issues. But oh my god, that was a great video. Definitely my number one recommendation from him. Next up, more traditional in tech, is Marcus Brownlee. You probably heard of him if you're on YouTube and in the tech space. He's one of the biggest tech channels. I really like his stuff. He just reviews tech. He's a tech reviewer. You know him. I'm sure you do. If you don't, he reviews tech. But his production value has gotten a lot higher and a lot more creative lately. And I really appreciate it. I really respect it. Much more over Linus Tech Tips, who I personally find Linus Tech Tips to be more irritating and annoying and very judgmental, while Marcus Brownlee is more honest, more even. He gives every product a chance and tries to understand it from the proper consumer's perspective, while also letting us know what the nerds want to know. So between him and Linus Tech Tips, I prefer Marcus Brownlee every day. And he seems like just such a chill guy, though. A chill guy as well. So, you know, I fuck with him hard. Pardon me. I'm going to make more fireworks. How much more paper do I have? None. Where does this go? This goes in here. I need to go see if there's more sugarcane growing over there. I also like Michael Reeves. I watch Michael Reeves quite a bit. He doesn't really upload a lot anymore, or at all, but whenever he does upload, it's like an instant click. I love his videos. I love how, this is going to sound weird, but I love how vulgar he is, because it tells me that he doesn't care about how YouTube wants him to behave in his own videos, because clearly everything that he does is barely monetizable. And apparently he just doesn't release videos that often because he just doesn't care that much. Which, hey, I mean, good for you, man. Only make videos when you want to make videos, because that's when you make your best work. So I fully support it. Fuck yeah. Yeah. I don't know. His stuff's funny, really fucking funny. My favorite video of his of all time is the surgery robot where he just attaches a knife to a couple axes and a hand scanner, and it's so fucking fun. It's dangerous as hell, but God, it's one of the funniest videos on the platform. There's also Shank Mods. He's more along the lines of Bringa Studios, where he modifies devices and he builds PCs. He released one of my favorite videos in the tech space recently, where he bought the hang on, what was the video called? It was called "What Happened to the World's Largest Tube TV." That was such a fantastic story, man. I'm such a sucker for good storytelling. I've watched that thing like 3 times already, and just talking about it, I want to watch it again. Even if it's not like a video where he modifies a piece of technology, he just tells you about it and how cool this fucking thing is. I've never cared about tube TVs. I still don't, but I care about this one because he made me care. That's so hard to do. As a writer, that is impossible to do. He made me care about a fucking outdated, huge, heavy TV. Oh my God. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. It's so fucking cool. You've got to watch it. If there's any video that I really want you to watch, other than like the hitchhiking video, it's that video, because oh my God, that story was so cool. Man, guys, definitely watch his stuff. Another channel that I really like is called Work From Hype. It is a relatively small channel, and yet it produces really high quality videos. And it's just this one guy who has a great understanding of photography. That's really it, and videography. And he has some of the most appealing and coolest desk setups that I have ever seen. I'm jealous that I'm not him. He calls it a problem how he can't stick with one desk setup, but I find it as a superpower because, oh my God, I love every single desk setup that he releases. It's so cool. And then he releases cool gadgets for your desk. It's literally like, I'm a workaholic. I love my office. I've put a lot of work into this office. A lot of the inspiration from this office came from Work From Hype. I love his videos. I haven't really bought anything that he's promoted on the channel, and I don't think he's been paid by anybody, at least not that I can remember. He tries stuff out and then he lets you know if it's good. And yeah, I don't know. I really like his videos. Very well put together and practical, and gives me a lot of fun ideas that I could apply to my own office. So. Now we're going to move into the horror category. I don't often look into horror, though it does appeal to me, I will say. Pardon moi, I keep forgetting what I'm supposed to be doing. That's right, let me finish organizing, and then I can tell you about Kane Pixels. You probably already know the guy. He's the young filmmaker who made the Backroom series. And just for that fact alone, you might already have decided that you hate him. But may I argue, this dude is like 18 years old right now. He made the Backrooms when he was like 16 or 15 years old or some shit like that. Which, have you seen what he's able to do at that age? Oh my God. But more importantly, have you seen The Oldest View? But more importantly, have you seen The Rolling Giant? Oh, I find horror films very lame. They're very boring to me. I can watch them. I just prefer not to because they're so predictable. But The Rolling Giant was the only video that I had to watch it in segments because I was on the edge of my seat. I was so uneasy watching the whole thing. It was unlike anything I had ever seen before. The coolest. He built a mall in Blender and rendered it, and it looks as if he actually went down there with the fucking iPhone and filmed the whole thing. You can't, if I had shown you that video and I'd given you no other context, but this is a real video, they filmed this, there's no visual effects or special effects or anything, you would believe it. Because it's that good. I can't find a single flaw with it. And this dude is younger than me. I hate that, but I love that. And he's directing a movie. He's the youngest director ever to produce a feature-length film in a studio. And it's about the backrooms, and I can't wait to see it. I personally don't care that much about the backrooms. I think it's kind of interesting, but I mean, this dude's clearly talented, and I can't wait to see what it's like. But the Rolling Giant Man, gotta be his best work ever, personally, in my opinion. Then there's Local 58. Local 58 is a channel that I've had my eye on for about as long as it's been around, actually. I forget exactly when it started. I want to say like mid 2010s. But it was in all actuality, the first analog horror before that genre became so corroded and filled with very weird ideas. But this one is very chill, Does that make sense? Maybe chill isn't necessarily the right word. Definitely not. I chose the wrong word. My God. No, but what it is cool. It is so cool. It's like the perfect kind of horror for me. I mean, it was revolutionary when it came out. It did something that no one had done that shit before. No one had even thought to do something like that before. It was so cool. I mean, I could keep singing its praises, but you just have to watch it for yourself. I think if you see it and you take into consideration that it was the first analog horror and it took years for anyone to even get close to its quality, I think it says a lot about it. It's a really great series. So give it a shot. Then there's the Nick and Ryan channel. I don't watch this one as often. It's usually something I'll put on in the background. They're a paranormal exploration channel. They go to haunted places, quote unquote haunted places, and then stay in it. They sleep in it, and then they leave, and they have some spooky experiences. I am not. What do you call it? I'm not. Maybe spiritual isn't the right word, but I'm not superstitious. Maybe that's the right word. I don't know. I don't believe in any of it. I find it all to be a load of shit. Did I already explore this one? Yeah, I did. Oh well. Oh well. I guess I'll just stay sad. How do I leave? Okay, I guess I'll leave like this. Oh, yeah, it worked. Cool. I usually watch their videos and have a lot of fun calling them out for bullshit. They both started the channel being like, yeah, no, we're not, we don't believe in the paranormal or anything like that. And now they're like both pretty much like, yeah, I completely believe in it. And then whenever they quote unquote, catch something on camera, it's so easily explainable to how it's a normal, not even phenomenon. It's just like physics doing its thing sometimes, or like it's an RNG thing that they just want to believe is caused by whatever may be haunting them or the area. It's just a natural occurrence, and they're just like, oh, it was the ghost. It's funny to like call them out on the bullshit myself. Really nothing more to it than that, in all honesty. Just kind of fun to watch them be idiots. Respectfully. But they also make videos on their own channels. First one being Ryan, aka Nexpo. Now I will put a disclaimer here. The videos that these two produce can be very dark and are not for a light-hearted audience. If you are a child watching this, I do not recommend that you watch these videos because a lot of them are quite disturbing. But I find a morbid curiosity and interest in some of these cases that they cover. Some of them are, just like fake stories and ARGs, and they just explain it in a very interesting way. They're decent storytellers, and they always talk in a tone like this. that makes them feel like they're being creepy and mysterious, but really sound like they're trying not to wake up their mother in the other room. But yeah, I mean, I get it if you don't like the videos. It's not for everybody, but I enjoy the stories that they do tell. Some of them real, some of them not. I find it all interesting. But Nexpo shows often shows dark videos that show morbid pieces of media history. Nick Crowley often show much more real horror stories. I don't know which one I prefer. I think it depends on the day. But there's Nexpo and Nick Crowley. They both do really good creepy videos, pretty much just exposing you to a lot of dark and morbid stories. And I find that stuff entertaining. If you don't watch it. Not for everybody. Then there's Sagan Hawks. Sagan Hawks, he makes a lot of fun documentaries about a lot of ARGs and horror media, usually online media. I know he covered the June Archive one time, and I was like, hey, that's the thing that I like. Let's go. Yeah. He did one video on, I think it's called Digital Urbex, like urban exploration. And I really liked that video. He covered this Minecraft server that had this world, or not just this world, it had this build that kept going and going, and it was this really confusing build, and I don't really know why it was made, but the way that he was showing it was so fascinating. I don't know. You gotta watch the videos. I'm not gonna talk too much more about him, but he makes some really good documentaries. Now we're getting into music. This is kind of the last segment. I've split it up into two. I have one for just regular music and then nerdcore. Starting with regular music, we got to start with my favorite band, AJR. I just love their sound because their sound is never consistent. They don't have a sound. I don't know. I just love them. I love everything that they do, and I'd love to work with them one day. I know it's not for everybody, but I mean, nothing's for everybody. Pardon me. They did introduce me to Almost Monday. They are a band that introed for them at the Maybe Man tour, which was the first actual musical concert that I had ever been to. And I was introduced to Almost Monday, and now I'm using one of their tracks for the next episode of Shame Story. And oh my God, they have such a great sound, dude. God, I love them. I mean, I can't really explain to you the energy and feel of any of these musicians, so I'm probably gonna breeze through these real quick. You're just gonna have to listen to them, and if you like them, great, you found a new artist. I also listen to Confetti. I don't like all of their songs, especially some of the topics that they choose relating around drinking and doing drugs. I say mostly weed, not like crack or anything like that. And some of the attitude and language in their music is not ideal in my opinion, but I still listen to it because it's really catchy. That's really what I listen to music for. Is just because they're really catchy. I listen to lyrics last. That's the last thing that I notice about any song or track. I'm all about energy and instrumental. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Ow. Dang, that was almost perfect. Shit. Alright, well, that's okay. Hello. You must die. Then there's Fox Stevenson. A lot of his stuff is very EDM. There's some stuff that's a bit more lyrical. Yeah, I don't know. His stuff is fun. I really recommend Don't Care Crown and Dreamland. They're two oldies, but they're goodies. So give them a listen. There's Half Alive. I've been listening to Half Alive a lot. Oh wait, no. The next Shame Story song is by Half Alive. My bad. Not Almost Monday. I will be using an Almost Monday song for a future Shame story, just not the next one, because the next one is it's using the song "Still Feel" by Half Alive, and I think it's really good. I think you should listen to it. And so, as well as some of their other stuff, they released an album called well, I forgot what it was called, but it has like two weird creatures on the album cover, and it's really good. And it starts with a song called "Sophie's House," and it's really catchy, and I like it, and I think you will too. Then there's Paper Idol. Paper Idol is an artist that I heard about through Loonsar. He had found James Bond for his Freefall collab, and it was really catchy. It was really good. And then I started looking into the artist more, and then I used one of his songs for one of my collabs. I forget which one. I think it was YouTube Rewind. And I love a song. It might have been Stuntman, actually, now that I think about it. Who knows? Who cares? Good artist, though he's been doing weird stuff with his YouTube channel lately. He had all of his old music fully public before. Now you kind of have to search for it through his playlists, which was just a very weird decision, because I guess he released a new album and wanted the focus of his channel to be just for that. But it was just weird. I don't know. I don't know why he did it like that. I don't know if he's ashamed of all of his old music, but I don't know. He was playing in Colorado, in Denver, and I was going to go see him, but then I got really sick. So who knows? Eventually, maybe I'll see him if he tours again back into Colorado, because I love him. I love his sound. He makes a lot of good stuff. Not everything's a banger, but most of it is, I think. Some of my favorites are Tightrope, Young Hearts, and Snare Drum, so give them a listen. We got, last one for regular music, before we get into nerdcore, is Saint Motel. They created one of my favorite songs ever called Bullet. I used it for my 2024 demo reel. They also released an album recently called Afterglow, and is a kind of style of music that I didn't think I would actually like. It's very angelic and a bit more orchestral than I may have been expecting from him, or the band. But I love it. Oh my god, the sound of Afterglow is amazing. Maybe not for everybody, but I love it. I love it a lot. I listen to it frequently. At the moment, they're my current musical hyperfixation. So definitely go check out some of this stuff. And now we get into nerdcore, the final segment. And this is already almost 2 hours. Sorry. First one is Dan Bull. I mentioned him pretty early on. I really like his Minecraft raps. They're very catchy. My favorite one personally is the zombie rap. I think that one's very underrated, and people really don't like the visual style that Element Animation went for with the music. He collaborates with a lot of really good Minecraft animators. There's one or two that are very mediocre for animation, but they're still pretty good. And not all of the raps are that good. Like the one for the LA is pretty boring. And the B one is interesting. And then there's the Snowman one. That one's just different entirely. But they're all, some of them are much better than others, but they're all still pretty good overall. I'm just going to head home, as I am nearing the end of this video. I need to head this direction. Yes, over here, 5,000 blocks away. We are cool. All right, but I would recommend listening to Cat's Eyes, the Fortnite Battle Royale rap. Sounds very cringy, and maybe it is, but it's a huge collaboration with a lot of nerdcore artists, including some people who aren't nerdcore artists, like Rubber Ninja is in there. What the fuck? Why is he in there? So it is full of a lot of surprises, and it's really catchy. I like it. It's a good one. And then, of course, the Minecraft songs. I listened to Tom Cardy. I don't know if he's technically nerdcore. His more along the lines of like Weird Al Yankovic, where it's just comedy. Not even parodies. They're just comedic songs. You know, of course, Weird Al Yankovic did a lot of parodies. That's what he was really known for. But he still produced a lot of original music, like Hardware Store. I'd give that one a listen if you haven't heard it already. It's interesting. But I love Tom Cardy's style a lot more than Weird Al, in my opinion. He's really good at making earworms. He's very good at making earworms. My favorite song from him is Hot Shit, or H.S. Another good one is The Ballad of Smokin' Joe and Level Clear. Those are probably my top 3 picks at the moment. Always, subject to change. I'll do in time. Now we get into some rap battle creators to end it off. We have Dilly, first rap battle channel. Not every one of his rap battles are necessarily good, in my opinion, but a lot of them are pretty well written and produced. 3 of my favorites are Mandela Catalog versus Marble Hornets, Mr. Frog versus BoJack Horseman, and William Afton versus Mr. Krabs. If you've seen the clip on Twitter where Mr. Krabs is calling William Afton a pedophile in a rap format, that's from Dilly. That's that video, and it's actually pretty good. You should give it a listen. And I'd honestly love to work with any of these guys that I'm about to mention. I want to get more involved in the rap battle community. Again, it's like a guilty pleasure of mine. I've been talking about it a bit more, and people aren't really making fun of me about it that much. But I know my friends don't really get it, but that's okay. So maybe a lot of that self-judgment is coming from how my friends perceive it. But I really enjoy it. I like participating in it, and I hope to participate in it more. So then we got Eddie FRB, who makes high-quality animated rap battles. And when I say high quality, I mean like the style sometimes is so on par that it might as well have just been made by the studio who made the original animation. No, it's not the same thing for all the videos, of course. But some of the best ones, in my opinion, and I'm missing out a lot here because I think there's a lot of really good ones on his channel. Oh no, we're here. Okay, I thought I missed it. There's Mr. Wolf from Bad Guys versus Dogman. There's Eric Cartman versus Charlie Brown. It's one of the best. And then very recently he uploaded Gumball versus Baldy. Sounds very weird. Give it a shot. The Gumball versus Baldy one, the production value on that, it's like as if they were ripped straight from their source material. I don't know how the fuck they did it. I'm pretty sure they used the same team who made the fan-made Gumball episode with Baldy's basics. But they did a great job. I don't know what else to say. It is incredible quality. Probably his best animated rap battle, in my opinion. And then there's Freshie Canal, who makes frequent high-quality rap battles. Not every one of them are bangers, but I'd say he's better than ERB, the OGs in the rap battle community. I mean, I can't really, off the top of my head, I can't tell you many that I don't like from Freshie Canal. I hesitate to say he's my favorite in the community, but I mean, I definitely have listened to his the most. He also has the largest library of any of them. Pardon me. But a few of his that I recommend you listen to are P.T. Barnum versus The Wizard of Oz. It's a very recent one. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared versus The Truman Show. Very different for a rap battle. I will say you'll have to watch to see how. And then my personal favorite at the moment, it always changes, but it's Cupid versus the Leprechaun versus the Easter Bunny. So it's the 3 season icons. It's just such a fun battle. My God. And pretty well animated too. And the last channel isn't, they don't necessarily, I think they might make music. I don't know them that well. They're just a reaction channel for rap battles, but he's very passionate, and it's Josiah Games TV. If you don't like reaction videos and you don't like rap battles, you're not going to like this guy, but I like watching people watch rap battles. I know it may be kind of slop content, but this dude clearly really enjoys it. And sometimes he even catches stuff that I didn't, so he helps me appreciate some of these battles a lot better. And I think he's trying to participate in the community a lot more, and I'm excited to see what he does. Yeah, that's it. That's the video. Those are my subscriptions. Not all of them, of course, not including community members and other channels I just rather don't want to tell you about. That's quite a large swath of my subscriptions. Didn't think this would actually take 2 hours, but here we are. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Yeah, I guess let me know what you think of my subscriptions. I don't know. This is a very weird video, and I'm aware of that, but I hope it helps you understand me a little better, what I like, and I hope that I've introduced you to something that you might like as well. So thanks for watching, and take care.